That right there, I just wanted y'all to know what a groomer was, right? Now we're gonna go. I have a previous video to this, right? This is why it's an update because I did a reaction video to the first video that Armondo Black did, right? So we got the YouTuber right here. He's known for facts over feelings, right? Here on YouTube. I'm not sure if they still got his videos up or his YouTube channel is up anymore. Hopefully not, right? Um, but shout out to Armando Black. Hold on one second. No, I don't want to get the whole screen either. Okay, there you go. I took out his chat. But he is right here. He's gonna tell us what happened to Darrell Austin, aka Facts Over Feelings, the man that was in each and every one of our chats, the man that Miss, I don't want to say her name, so I'm not gonna give her no shine. But if you know what I mean, Miss Humpty Dumpty tried to push through our eyes and say that he was a good guy. The man that the lady in the garden sat here and got mad on me for because allegedly he was a good guy. Then she ended up fighting with him and then forgiving him. Like the man that a lot of females came at a Shorty for is now doing time because, like I told y'all, the signs are there. Once a predator, always a predator. You can't change them. You could try to castrate them. You could try to do whatever you want, but there's only one solution for these type of predators. Yo, they belong 7 feet underground, so we building caskets in this bitch. Yo, and for listen, man, before I play the video, make sure, right? If y'all want a hoodie or a t-shirt, we got the hoodies, we got the t-shirts, we building caskets up in this John. Yo, we building caskets in this bitch. Rest in peace. Hashtag what is it? Hashtag rest in peace, all predators, right? We got the hoodies, we got the t-shirts out, right? Along with the Writers for Life, um, hoodies and joggers. All right, y'all. These are the new hoodies, the new joggers. All right. So I listen, man. I told y'all, I was gonna fucking trademark that John, man. So yo, a Shorty trademark that John. We building caskets in this bitch, yo. Hashtag rest in peace to all the fucking predators, yo. Real shit, cause they belong 7 feet under fucking ground.
Okay. Because she don't run a damn thing over here. I run this. And I run Fulton County. Okay? You read between the lines of what I.
Thank you for your donation.
Hold on, I gotta fast forward a little bit. I just want to get the content. The
Thank you
content.
so much,
Beautiful
one, for that
I'm hearing
generous
everybody else call it
super chat.
content.
Thank you so much.
I want to get to
Thank you so
the
much.
damn scripts. There you
All
go.
right, let me
Shit.
salute to you, King Boss. Welcome to the broadcast. Okay.
This is why I got listen, man. I gotta stop watching everybody on YouTube, man. For real, for real. I want to get the court documents out. That is what the hell is important. But it's his content. This is not my content. I don't owe rights to this, John. For real, for real. So listen, man. Yeah, the kaching kaching, yo. He be funny. Armando Black be funny with that little John. Yo, but y'all gotta check out Armando Black. Make sure y'all check him out. I am glad that he put this out here, right? Because this right here just, how can I say, further backs up a lot of what we had in our gut. These predators exist in our chats. Y'all have got to be careful with these people that come into our chat show. Me, listen, man, call me Mr. 86K. Once I start seeing the signs, I'm flying you out. Phew! Out you go. But let's hear what they got to say about him, what he did, and why he's doing time. I didn't listen. I caught this live at the end. By the time he was already done, there was people on the panel. I haven't watched it yet. Right today, I got a little shot. Right, I got the bottle in the refrigerator, but I put that John in a water bottle. Yeah, I've been drinking all day. Right here, boom. So I got me a little shot to react to this because listen, like I told y'all, I am a surviving warrior. Like this is crazy. Like At first, I was like, yo, I don't know how I'm gonna do this. If I hear something that's trigger warning, so let me be ready. And I'm prepped today. I'm not, listen, man. If Shorty don't like drinking, it was Friday night. I said, fuck it, let's get on to it. I had a couple shots. Put that joint right here in my little water. Let's react to this shit. If I hear something, hey, at least I'm relaxed. I'm relaxed. Listen, man, because I'm telling y'all, man, I'll be quick. Let's build a casket. Shh, nobody gotta know.
All right. So now, ladies and gentlemen, I have to keep the trigger warning up. Okay, because this is very explicit. I got to keep the trigger warning up. Okay, so I can't. The trigger warning is going to stay up. It can't come down because when I tell you there's some disturbing information in these documents, there are
There's
some
people out here that
disturbing
exist like this.
information in these
That's a shame.
documents. Okay, I'm gonna blow it up. Yeah. I'm gonna blow it up so you can get a good look at it. All right, the trigger warning is up. It's on the screen. The trigger warning is also on the thumbnail.
Oh wait, Miss V asked me a question. Miss V said, "Do you follow any pred channel catcher riders?" I mean, I follow the channels. I mean, I've done a lot of reactions on the predator catchers and John. Like, yo, I be on this John. Like, you don't get it, yo. That's why I said, yo, I watch crime channels a lot, a lot, a lot. That's how I came across yours. Somebody posted your live and it came across my timeline. And I keep calling this timeline like I'm still on Facebook, and I haven't really been on Facebook, but I am streaming on all three apps. I'm on Twitter, I'm on Facebook right now, and I am on YouTube. But I cannot see my Facebook comments on here. I really don't get on Facebook, but hey, let the John, like I said, I'm bringing awareness. And when I started my podcasting, I started on Facebook. So I'm going to keep doing it. If I'm going to bring awareness, I'm going to bring awareness on all three platforms. But yo, this shit is crazy. Like, yeah, but I do follow a lot of predator catchers on YouTube. I think I got a playlist of a couple of the lives that I've done. I gotta get back to it though. I'm gonna get back to it. Oh yes, ma'am. You can leave it. You're a mod. That's why. Listen, man. You got a whole mod state. You can recommend any channel you want. Yo, but let's listen to what Armondo Black. Like, listen, man. I've been preparing for this damn like update for the longest, yo. Cause it's like, yo, I had this man in my chat. I warned people about this man. People got mad at me, and I was like, yo, I was fucking right. And it's like, damn, like how can people not peep the signs? How can y'all not see the red flags? Like for real, the flags were there. But you know what people like rubbing in people's faces a lot? Oh, it's your past. You can't you can't go by your, it's not a person's past. I've let my past go. I know who I am. I know what I want in life, and I know where I'm going. My past is my past. I've let it go. Why do you think my damn LLC is named Writers for Life? The Surviving Warriors. You see where I'm coming from? Like, you can't hold on to your past and move on. When you hold on to your past, it's like, I don't know, it takes away from who you are going to be in your future.
In the eyes of the world, we may seem apart, but deep down inside, we share the same heart. You may judge me by my outward view, but I know my worth and where I'm going to. Who am I? Who are you? Beneath the skin, we are one. No matter how you see me, our souls have just begun. Don't let appearances deceive your sight. I know my purpose, and I'll shine bright. Down in the surface, we both bleed red. No need for judgment or words left unsaid. I know who I am and where I stand tall.
And that's a fact. In order for me to get to the point that I am today, guys, it took years of therapy. It took years. It took for my therapist to say, "Hey, look, listen, man, you don't need me no more. You're able to do this alone." And I've been doing it by myself. I've been able to start a business. I haven't, I haven't had to sit here and say, "Damn, I'm dealing with different types." I mean, it creeps in. My bipolar, yes, I suffer from bipolar depression. because of my past, my PTSD, but it kicks in depending on my situation, people, places, things. That's why I tell people, listen, man, if it's toxic, it doesn't matter if it's a person or a place. Man, listen, man, crush that shit up like a damn newspaper, throw that shit out the window, and Kobe it into the trash can. It doesn't matter if it's a person, family, or friend. Get away from it. You need to do you. Take time. Get yourself together. Learn how to love you. Learn how to respect you. And get yourself back up so that you could do whatever you got to do for whoever you care for. Because you can't do for nobody else unless you take care of yourself. And when you're dealing with depression and bipolar depression, bipolar is your mood swings. You could wake up feeling good one morning. You could wake up depressed entirely the next day. Or on the same day, you could have a mixture of all emotions. In the morning, wake up happy. 10 minutes later, you're feeling so angry and you don't even know why. 20 minutes later from there, you're just hopping all over the walls. Like you're just anxious. Like you don't know how to sit down. You just need something to do. Out of nowhere, you're damn. It depends. Bipolar. But it has to do with your emotions. And is it fixed? Is it curable? Yeah. I've been, I've been therapist free for the past what? My daughter's 7 years old. 7 years old. I haven't been to a therapist and I've been doing good. I haven't been to a psychologist. Not a psychiatrist because I refuse to take medicine. A psychologist in 7 years. And I'm proud of that. Which shows me that what that psychologist said, I am able to deal with society. Because before I wasn't. I wasn't. I'm not going to sit here and lie. Why? Because I was sexually abused as a child. But my story is out there. There's no shame in my game. And I know that my story has helped a lot of other young women go out there and get therapy. So why not speak on it? If you feel some type of way because of what I'm saying and what I went through, that's on you. Because I don't. My past is my past, and that's where it's at. My past made me who I am. So it's like, hey, it happened. So like at the end of the day, like I tell people, like, yeah, certain stories like this, I have to get ready for. Because my past can creep up on me. But the therapy has taught me how to overcome these situations and how to deal with them and face them front on. Like, hey, it is what it is. Like, I'm in this situation, yeah. Because I don't want to, how can I say, I don't want my past to determine who I am. Because it's not who I am. It's what happened. And it wasn't my fault. And it took me, what, almost, 16 years to realize that? It really did. And when I did, realize it, I lost a lot of people in my life. And I had to learn that they're never coming back. I can never say, I love you. Can you forgive me? Because they're gone. Because I didn't know how to deal with my demons. And that's what they are. They're demons that we deal with every day. I keep telling everybody. We all humans, man. We all are in the same hell, dealing with different demons in our own way. How we overcome them is up to us. But do we have a choice? We have it. We either stay stuck or we face that demon face on and keep it pushing. Or you stay stuck, fearing what could come next. I'm serious. And I chose to move on and be happy. I don't want to be sad. I don't want to be miserable. Why do I keep repeating a cycle? But let's get back on topic, y'all. I just want to let y'all know that, regardless of anything, you can come the hardest situation in your life, no matter how difficult it is. For real.
All right.
Oh, you don't have to be sorry, MTGV. I mean, Ms. V. Because listen, man, I overcame that situation. That's a part of my life that, listen, like I tell people, that's why I tell the story of my my daughter's father and me, how he's my fiance now, how he be when he went from my best friend, to being my kid's godfather, to being the father of my daughter, to being my son's stepfather. Like, he's been a big part of my life, a big, one of the people that has motivated me and helped me overcome what I went through. It's crazy. He taught me that not all men are the same, that not all men, are here to do what the past, the one last or what somebody in your past has done to you. It's crazy. It's hard to explain it. You friend zoned him. I friend zoned him. No, we was friends in the beginning because I was with the father of my kids at first. We was friends at first, and we became best friends. Like, he was really there for me. He respected me and everything. And then, like, years later, like after my baby pops passed, years after that is when I don't know, something between us just boom sparked up. It just happened, and I chose him. It's crazy. Yep, I speak on him a lot. Like, I'm happy. Like, people think it's like putting him on a pedestal. No, it's just that I'm blessed. I'm grateful, and I want other women to know that not everybody is the same. Not every man is going to do to you what the last has done. Sometimes we got to give the next one a chance, but don't hop into it. Give yourself a chance. Don't hop into it. Just watch and observe. For real, for real. Can't hop into them Jones. That's why we end up the way we end up sometimes. That's some real shit. Yo, listen, man, I never knew that I had real love in front of me the whole time. The whole damn time. Real shit. I just always saw him as a friend. Like, but it is what it is. Like I said, yo, man, God does things for a reason, like I tell people. But guys, let's get this topic started. I want to update y'all so that y'all can see what people in our chats are capable, and not everybody, but we do have people like this in our chats. He was, somebody that was amongst a lot of people that I know here on YouTube in their chats, my chat, and it's crazy how a lot of women on this app ended up protecting him. So let's listen to, what Armondo Black, he's going to read the script to us, the court transcripts on what happened the day of his sentence.
A Warpath Airline stewardess, please, if you don't mind, throughout the broadcast, just put the trigger warning in the chat for me, okay? Because this is deep. This is deep, okay?
I'm listening.
19 pages. So y'all bear with me, okay? 19
Thank
pages.
you.
Okay. Okay, I'm gonna start off. I'm going line 1. I'm reading it all from A to Z, every last one. Okay. All right. In the Circuit Court for Baltimore City, Maryland, State of Maryland versus Passion. I'm not gonna say his government name out loud. You know his government name.
Well, I'm going to say his government name. His name is Darrell D. Austin, known for, as Facts Over Feelings. Like, here on YouTube, he's known as Passion, aka Facts Over Feelings. But that's his government name there. Yes, he's a predator. Ain't no shame in my game. But let's continue, Armondo Black. I said it, not you.
Mr. Austin. State of Maryland versus Mr. Austin.
That's
criminal
a fact.
docket number
Facts, Willis.
124-067-012. All right. Official transcript of proceedings, guilty plea. There it is right there. So anybody sitting there talking about he just took him, no, he pled guilty. Guilty plea and sentencing hearing. Okay. August 9th, 2024, before the Honorable Jenny J. Hung judge.
Hey,
he didn't have a chance in hell. He was going in front of a female judge.
Oh, yeah. But, listen, they're saying that he got 10 years in this joint. This female judge could have went and hung this nigga for 50 years, man. I swear to God, she could have. Y'all keep thinking I'm playing when I keep saying this shit. I want y'all to go read up y'all laws, y'all rights, what y'all can't do and what y'all can do. Like, for real, this judge could have hung this motherfucker if she wanted. But because of the state that he's in, But either way, like I said, she's a judge.
See how God works? For the state of Maryland, Jennifer McAllister, Esquire. That's the attorney for the. No. She's Jennifer McAllister for the state. I'm sorry. She's representing the state. For the defendant, Michael Tomko, Esquire. That is the defense attorney. My bad. Okay. Transcribed from electronic recording. Patricia Kobisky. A table of contents here. Guilty plea, defendant, allocution, sentencing.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. They got me this Crown Royale for my birthday, right? I'm wearing to Jack Daniels, but this Crown Royale with this Dr. Pepper tastes good. They ran out of Fanta, so I'm stuck with Dr. Pepper. Yeah, Fanta is my thing. It ain't bad though. It's a good combination. I'm more of a Jack Daniels person though.
Witnesses. Let me go ahead and get to that's the table of contents. All right, now the proceedings. Okay, the proceedings.
I'm listening.
The court, and that would be the judge, called the case. Ms. McAllister, District Attorney. Thank you, Your Honor. Calling State of Maryland versus D. Austin, case number 124067012. Jennifer McAllister on behalf of the state, that is the prosecutor, everyone. Mr. Tomko, Judge, good morning. I'm Michael Tomko. To my left is
Why
Mr.
Austin.
Austin.
Like that? I'm dead.
That is the defense attorney, everyone. The judge. All right. Good morning. What is the offer or plea?
Yo, I feel like I'm 10 years old and he's reading me a bedtime story. Like, why he said Mr. Tomko name like that? He audioing the judge like this, yo. I swear to God. But Mr. Tomko remind me of them little freaking toy Tonka little things back then, little trucks and shit. Tomko. Michael Tomko.
Prosecutor, Ms. McAllister. The offer in this case is to count 2 third-degree sex offense. And the offer, the plea, the agreed upon agreement is 10 years, suspending all but 5 years, with 5 years supervised probation, no contact with the victim in this case, no unsupervised contact with children.
So basically what the judge was trying to give him is 5 years jail time, 5 years probation. I feel as though they should have gave him more. Like, for those of you that don't know, the minor in this case was 13 years old. And yo, I keep saying, man, we building caskets in this bitch, yo. Like, why? Listen, man, I've noticed that too many judges are so lenient when it comes to these predators. Why? Y'all sit here and somebody sold weed in a corner, right? You caught this motherfucker, y'all want to give him 20 years behind bars. But this motherfucker takes the innocence of a child, and you want to give them what? 5-10 years the most? Some have given 2 years. Some have just given probation in the sex registry. Man, if you leave it to me, man, they don't belong here because there's no cure for them. Get rid of them. Give them the chair. Make them feel how they made these kids feel. On some real shit, man.
Under the age of 18. These are the provisions, everyone. Comment supervision, that is the probation. Comment supervision to register as required by law and provide DNA as required by law. Is that everything that's on the sheet? Okay, so he's going to be a lifer. He's going to be a lifer on the sex registry, ladies and gentlemen. He's going to be a lifer. The judge. Screening and treatment.
But here's my thing. He was already in the registry. That didn't stop him from doing what he was doing. And I think the few people that I've heard speak on this never even peeped this. But my thing, he was in the sex registry. That didn't stop him from doing what he's doing. And that's why I'm saying, like, why are these judges so lenient on these type of predators? Correct me if I'm wrong. Shouldn't somebody that has done something to a 13-year-old, right? A grown-ass man sit here, take the innocence of a 13-year-old, get more time than just 5 to 10 years, 5 years in jail, 5 years in probation? He's just not allowed to use any electronics so that he don't contact any minors. Come on, man, get the fuck out of here. If he found the way the first time, what makes y'all think he won't find the way? No. Yeah, he was already in the registry. That was the first time, right? Boom. If he did it a second time, what makes y'all think he won't do it a third time coming home? Let's be real.
Mr. McAllister, prosecutor. And was that alcohol, drug and alcohol screening and treatment? Judge. Sex offender, screening and treatment. Prosecutor. Actually, that can be taken off, Your Honor, because if he's under common supervision, that's going to happen immediately. So, Judge, okay. Is this the plea you would continue on the next page? You would like to take? Mr. Alston, aka Passion. Yes. The court, the judge.
Over for me.
Okay. So, Mr. Alston, let's swear you in. Passion. Yes, ma'am. Clerk. Raise your hand.
Do you hereby solemnly swear?
Do you hereby solemnly swear or affirm under the penalties of perjury that the responses given and the statements made will be the whole truth and nothing but the truth? Defendant.
Yeah, I know it.
Mr. Alston.
Court.
Yeah. So disrespectful. Let's say yes, Your Honor. The clerk. You can lower your hand, sir. Please state your name for the record. There it is right now.
Darrell Austin.
We know him as Passion. I'll call him Mr. Alston. The clerk. Your date of birth. And I redacted out its date of birth. Clerk. Your current age. Defendant. 46. The clerk. Your current address. I redacted it out, but you know Brendan. The clerk. Is that a house or apartment, sir? Passion. House. Clerk. City, state, and zip code. Passion. Baltimore, Maryland. 21213. Clerk. Thank you so much, sir. The witness has been sworn, Your Honor. The court. Okay. Mr. Tomko, please advise. Defense Attorney Tomko. Yes. Give us your age again, sir. Mr. Alston. His
46?
Passion. 46.
Yo, this man was 46 years old. Damn. Fucking dinosaur out here. Predator. OMG. Yo. Fucking Fred Flintstone out here. Yo. Preying on little. Viejo rabo verde.
Mr. Tomko. And can you read, write, and understand English?
Ugh.
Passion. Yes.
Sick bastard. That's what he is, a sick bastard.
Defense Attorney, Mr. Tomko. What's the last grade you completed in school? Passion. I have a GED.
Uh, he has a prior record before this, right? Doing something to a minor. Now on this case right here, he raped a 13-year-old and molested I think it was a 14 and a 15-year-old. There was there was I think two other girls involved in the situation. But this girl right here that he's being charged with was 13. So you could say in total, the case prior, that was one girl. The girl he's being charged for, that's one, that's two. Then the other two girls that were with the girl that he molested, that makes it three, probably four, if I'm not mistaken. Like, this should be crazy, man. I be telling y'all, be careful. Be careful with these subscribers. Be careful with, especially if you got kids. Watch with the people in your chat, yo. Like, people out here can find ways to locate you and stuff. Be careful.
Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976, allowance is made for fair use for the purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, education, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. Fair use allows limited use of copyrighted material without permission from the copyright holder for purposes such as criticism, parody, news reporting, research, and scholarships and teaching. Disclaimer: the views and opinions expressed on this video or any video, including the Writers for Life Brings You to Let's Talk About It podcast, do not reflects on the opinions of y'all Shorty Rachel and the members of the Writer for Life podcast. Everything we talk about is allegedly and is our opinion. Our videos are not recommended for minors. Everything we talk about and do is meant for educational purposes and also entertainment. Please keep in mind that the majority of our videos are for educational purposes only. This world is crazy. I would say shady. Ironic, right? Nowadays, you can't trust no one. When you do, niggas be having their panties all in a bunch, thinking that they own one. Saying the things that you accomplished in life is theirs and that you owe them one.
But yeah, like I was saying, man, be careful with these subscribers because, like I said, they would portray to be something else. And he was way more than a subscriber to a lot of people. He was also a content creator. And he was introduced to us by a few women. And I'm sitting here like, wow, one of them right now still defends and protects him. So it's kind of like, she's an old head. Like, I'm sitting here like, damn, you want my respect, lady? Nah. Like, I felt bad for you in the beginning, but you claim to be a survivor and you're out here promoting a predator? Where we do that at? I bring awareness. I talk about men like him so they could be exposed. I don't protect them. Fuck wrong with some women, yo.
Okay, I didn't know that. Defense attorney, Tomko. Okay, can you or you today under the influence of any drugs, alcohol, or medications? Passion, no. Defense attorney, Mr. Tomko. Today, or in the last 5 years, have you been under the care of any mental health doctor?
He should have been. This is a fucking illness that he have that he can't control.
Passion, no.
Fucking sick
Now,
bastard. I'm sorry.
Did
Y'all,
he or did
my
he not
subscribers, I keep
tell
saying that.
a lot of us, or he would get up on panels saying that he was under some kind of mental health? So
he was going from panel to panel saying that he had fun popping perks, that he allegedly suffered from bipolar depression and all this. Listen, man, I know that bipolar depressions make you do crazy things, right? But I don't know, why is it that a lot of people on here, I mean, I think they're mixing bipolar with schizophrenia or something, because bipolar, it may make you depressed to the point where you might want to commit suicide. Yes, right? Been there. But it's more of a mood swing thing, right? The most I've seen people do, right, is up and leave, do crazy shit but not sit here and out of feeling bipolar, grape somebody, molest somebody, do something against somebody's will. Never that. Like, what the fuck? Like, listen, man, stop using mental health as a crutch. Because right here, he knew he couldn't lie. I don't think he suffered from any mental health illness like schizophrenia, bipolar, depression, Down syndrome, autism, or I mean, I could keep going down the line. I don't think he suffers from any of those. I feel as though that he's a sick pervert. His illness is that he's a groomer, a predator, a pedophile. He sees young women, he sees little girls the way he should be seeing grown ass women. With all the women out here in the sea, with all the fish out there in the sea, this man want to sit here and surf the damn world for little girls online. Because that's how he came across these little girls. Listen, I didn't get to catch Armando's Blacks live, right? But I've heard other people react in the parts and bits that I've caught of it. I'm sitting here like, what the fuck? He's worse than what I even thought. Worse.
Lying for the last 2 years, saying that he was under some kind of mental health treatment. Oh, okay.
Lied.
All right.
Yep.
So we just found something out right there.
Mm-hmm. He can't lie in court. They're gonna find that
Wish
shit
I could
out.
hit that explosion button, but I'm not able to. I'm on the documents. Defense attorney, Mr. Tunko. Okay. The court understands you're going to enter a guilty plea to count 2, which is the charge of third-degree sex offense. That offense, if the state went to trial, the state would have to prove beyond a reasonable doubt that you had sexual contact.
Mm-hmm.
That means you had contact with an intimate part of the other person's body for personal gratification reasons, and that the victim of the crime was under the age of 14, and that you, as the person committing the crime, were at least 4 years older. The state would have to prove all those elements beyond a reasonable doubt. Do you understand that? Passion. Yeah. Defense attorney. Now, sir, you are presumed innocent of all charges lodged against you by the state, and that presumption would stay with you until such a time as Madam State proved you guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. Do you understand? Passion. Mm-hmm.
He don't care. He don't care.
Disrespectful.
That mm-hmm. He don't care.
Defense attorney, yes. He had to correct him and say yes. So he came back, Passion came back and said yes. Defense attorney. In that vein, you can say to me, Mr. Tonko, I don't want to take no deals. I want to go to trial. And if you said you wanted to go to trial, that's your absolute right. You'd have a right between a court trial and a jury trial. A court trial is also known as a bench trial or a judge trial. Judge Hung is our trial judge, and her honor would sit and listen to the evidence if we elected a judge trial, and her honor would have to be convinced alone beyond a reasonable doubt. The alternative, Mr. Alston, is you could say, Mr. Tonko, I'd like to pick a jury, and I'd like to be judged by a jury of peers. And if you did so, you and I would, and Madam State, would have a hand in picking 12 citizens who are voters or drivers in this good city. They sit in a jury box like the one to your right, and they'd have to be convinced unanimously of your guilt beyond a reasonable doubt. All 12 would have to reach the same verdict. If they couldn't, the judge would declare a mistrial because the jury would be hung. Madam State, I assure you, would try your case over again until a unanimous verdict was reached. Sir, do you understand the difference between a judge trial and a jury trial? The defendant says yes. Passion says yes. The defense attorney comes back and says, do you understand that you're giving up your right to have either type of trial by virtue of taking this plea? Do you understand? The defendant says, I understand. Passion says he understood. So he understood everything. He understood everything.
Mm-hmm.
He answered, I understand. All right. Defense attorney, Tumco. Now, Mr. Alston, if we elected a trial, either type of trial, the state would have the burden of proof and production. He's reminding them again, the state would have the burden of proof. They'd have to bring in witnesses. They'd have to produce evidence. And we could see here and confront those witnesses who would take the witness stand. And I would cross-examine those witnesses to challenge their information and story. That right is given up today. Do you understand, sir? And Darrell answers, yeah, I understand. So he gave up his right to a jury. He gave up his right to a jury. So therefore he's admitting guilt.
I don't feel bad.
The defense attorney, Tumco. Mr. Alston, you have a right to use the subpoena power of the court. And that means you could say, Mr. Tumco, there are witnesses in the community who could tell my story. I would issue subpoenas for them. And if they didn't come in, we could ask the court to direct the sheriff to go in the community and bring them in. That's your right of compulsory process that is given up also. Do you understand, sir? And Darrell says, yes, I understand.
Yeah, he know he
the
guilty.
Defense attorney, Mr. Alston, you have a right through me to make factual legal challenges to the evidence. A legal challenge would be a pre-trial motion where I might challenge things that the police did or state did against your constitutional rights. Factual challenges are any challenges that I can make in trial to make the state's evidence or stories seem less truthful. Those challenges that I would make on your behalf are given up because of your plea. Do you understand, sir?
And they keep repeating that,
Darrell
John.
says
Like,
yes.
shit. Not him, not Mr.
He broke
Armondo.
it down to him like a 10-year-old. So
I
there's
see.
no way anybody can say he was coerced into taking this plea. The man explained to him over.
They repeated the same thing over and over in different ways, but it was the same damn thing.
Over and over and over. Over and over and over. What the situation is. Okay. Defense attorney Tumco. Finally, Mr. Alston, in either type of trial, you have the absolute right to testify. You can take the witness stand. You could tell the judge or jury your version events. What would believe happened? You're under no obligation to do so, sir. If you elected to remain silent, which is your absolute privilege against self-incrimination, you would be cloaked with that privilege against self-incrimination, and the jury would be instructed, as the judge would know, that they could not hold your silence against you. Do you understand, sir? Passion Darrell says yes. The defense attorney, Tomko, says, a guilty plea like you're doing today is the highest form of self-incrimination. Let me say it again, y'all. His defense attorney explained to him, a guilty plea like you're doing today is the highest form of self-incrimination. As to this case, you're giving up your right to remain silent. Do you understand, sir? And this is his own attorney. And Darrell Passion answers yes. The defense attorney comes back and says, sir, after either type of trial, a jury trial or a court trial, if you were found guilty, you have an automatic right to take an appeal. The appeals court in Annapolis would have to listen to your appeal. When you plead guilty like you're doing today, you limit your right to take an appeal. You must ask permission or file an application for leave to appeal to the Appellate Court of Maryland. If they elect to accept your application, it would be limited to argument on the following 4 grounds. The first is jurisdiction, sir. The home where this incident occurred is in the confines of Baltimore City. Is it not, sir?
Yes.
And Darrell says yes.
Bitch ass nigga.
Defense attorney says,
Lock him
and
up
certainly
with a
you
key.
were over the age of 18.
Obviously.
Is that accurate, sir?
The motherfucker.
Darrell says yes.
Man, that's so obvious. Y'all just said he's fucking 46. That nigga even lied about his age on this John. Like, I mean, we knew it when we saw his face, but the nigga swore up and down that he was in his 20s. Fuck out of here, yo. Fake ass Rocky Balboa trying to sell nothing this bitch, man. More like Ike. He's more like Ike.
Yes. All right, we're getting to the good part, y'all. Trigger warnings is up. Getting to the good part. All right. The defense attorney says, so the court has jurisdiction. The second ground is the maximum possible sentence. 3rd-degree sex offense carries up to 10 years in jail. You're not receiving a 10-year sentence. You're receiving a 10-year sentence, suspended all but 5. That's legal. Do you understand, sir? And Darrell says yes.
Bitch ass nigga.
The defense attorney says the third is whether or not your attorney completely represented you. Are you satisfied? This is important now. Are you satisfied that I have seen you many times over diagnostics, that we've gone over the evidence? They've gone over the evidence now. They've gone over the evidence.
I'm listening.
We've gone over the evidence, that I've met with your family, that I've done everything that you asked me to do. And Darrell answers, yes. Keep that in mind now. Keep that in mind, everyone. Keep that in mind. The defense attorney says, okay, and finally, sir, the court has to make sure that you're doing your guilty plea today freely and voluntarily. Are you entering this plea of your own free will? And the defendant says yes.
He has no other option. He know he caught. He know he caught. Ain't no getting out of this shit.
Are you doing it based upon the advice of counsel? Darrell says yes. Defense attorney, are you doing it based upon your own decision and your own thought process to determine that it is the correct thing to do for you? Darrell says yes.
Oh, he went and
The
found
defense
God.
attorney says, has anyone promised you or threatened you in any way to get you
Nobody
to
threatened
plead
his ass.
guilty?
He know he guilty. But he
Darrell
did by
says no.
confessing he found God. Man,
The
nigga.
defense attorney says, okay, sir. Final couple things. If you're not a U.S. citizen, any guilty finding by a court could hurt your ability to stay here. You could be deported or detained by the federal government. You understand?
Fuck deported him. Bury
Darrell
his
says
ass.
yes. Defense attorney says, if you're on any kind of parole or probation, this guilty plea would certainly violate that parole or probation. And Her Honor will have no control over a parole commission decision or another judge. Do you understand? And Darrell says yes. The defense attorney says, finally, sir, a guilty plea always has certain other collateral consequences. In this particular case, for example, you will be required under Maryland state law to register as a sex offender. There he is right there, everyone. You will be required under Maryland state law to register as a sex offender. And that's an obligation that is under the laws of the state of Maryland.
Well, my whole thing is, right, they're saying that he will be required. Wasn't he already in the sex registry? Why not just update the sex registry? That's it. I mean, he's already in the bitch.
And there might be other consequences that may flow from government jobs to applications. Things can be negatively affected by a guilty plea. Darrell says yes. He says yes. He's agreed to it. His defense attorney answers, and Her Honor has no control over those things, but we can face them in the future. Do you understand, sir? Darrell says yes. The defense attorney says, all right, sir, do you understand all the rights that you're waiving by accepting this guilty plea and by accepting this plea bargain? Darrell says yes. The defense attorney says, is it your final decision to waive your trial rights and accept this plea? Darrell says yes. The defense attorney says, judge. And the judge comes in and says, so how old was this victim? The prosecutor, Ms. McAllister, says, 13 years old, 13 years, Your Honor, her date of birth, and that's been redacted out. We're not revealing her date
We
of birth.
building caskets in this bitch, yo. Rest in peace.
Judge,
all
is
these
she in
pedophiles.
agreement with this plea? Prosecutor, Your Honor, I met with her earlier in July and we discussed the plea negotiation. Your Honor, this victim is in the care of, and that's redacted out. I told her I would only come back to her if I was taking a plea that was for less than 5 years incarceration. And she was in agreement with that. So that's, ladies and gentlemen, Lonnie, everyone that's listening, that's how he ended up with 5 years. If the victim.
All right. Yo, I'm lost. Why in the world did they go to the victim to see if it was okay to give him 5 years? She's a minor, lost and confused. She's a victim. She would have said anything just to get him behind bars. At that moment right there, 5 years, She's only what, probably 14 at the time that this court was happening, the trial was happening. Yo, as a surviving warrior, I know that at that age right there, she just wanted to see him behind bars. That's it. To her, that was justice for that one moment. And this girl is going to need a lot of therapy. A lot of therapy. And it's coming from somebody that's been through it, somebody that's experienced it. For her to make it through life, she's going to need it. In between that therapy, she's gonna have a lot of outbursts, a lot of a lot of lashbacks on people and stuff like that. Like, but people's gonna have to have patience for her. She could probably recover fast. It might take her, a minute, but that she's gonna need that therapist and some serious therapy is a fact. I don't recommend medication. What I recommend is a psychologist, not medication. Medication really doesn't help in these type of situations, and I'm being very honest. Like the anxiety and all that stuff, like once again, she's gonna need people that's gonna really support her around her in her circle. Like it's not gonna be an easy journey from now on for this 13, 14-year-old at all. It's gonna be a long process. Will she get through it? Not right now. But after a good while, after maybe good 5, 10, probably 20 years of therapy, maybe, probably less. And I'm not saying less than 5 or 10. What I'm saying is less than 20. Like she's going to need that therapy, and she's going to need a psychologist and positive support. Blessings, we on Lock Nations. Blessings, how you doing this morning, y'all? Make sure y'all go check out We on Lock Nation, yo. Great channel, yo. He doing his thing right now with the Umar Jackson. He's also got, I think right now I just watched the last couple lives he's had some positive, I'm not gonna say positive thing. Let me say, it's, I don't know how to even put it into words. He's been talking mostly about, this these last 2 lives. Was it like the YouTube sector, or is it more about people just crashing out? But yo, go make sure y'all check him out, because like he had great talking points on people and why they crash out on these last 2 lives that he had. Y'all, I mean, I hope I was paying attention. I had to pay attention in the bushes. I couldn't come to the chat because I've been up and down. This right here is my real break tonight. Like from last night to tonight is my real break right now. That's why y'all see me on this live. And I got the sniffles again. Like, these allergies kick in at the wrong time. But this is crazy, yo. I feel as though this judge should have gave this guy at least 20 years behind bars for what he did. He lured these girls in through social media. He molested the other 2. The only reason they're not in trial is because there's no proof of that. But they did a DNA test kit. A DNA rape kit on this little girl. So, they got enough evidence to put him behind bars. But 5 to 10? Why be so lenient? 5 years behind bars, 5 years probation? Fuck out of here, man. That's why I say, yo, we building caskets in this bitch, yo. Real shit.
Would have, if the victim would have disagreed to that, he would have got all 10. But she agreed to the 5. The victim agreed to the 5. So that's.
I don't think they should have went to the victim to make their decision. He admitted to doing what he did. There's evidence that he did what he did. The little girl's testimony. Give him 20 or more. 5 years behind bars, 5 years probation, because y'all went to the little girl and she said it was okay. Yo, do y'all know what's going through that little girl's head right now? Really though? Why didn't y'all say, hey, how about 20 years? What do you think about 20 years behind bars? Oh, he took the plea, right? Fuck that. Take that nigga to trial.
That's how he got the 5 years. So that's a bit of important information right there. I just wanted to point out. Okay, now the judge. Okay, all right. Then the court finds Mr. Austin is entering free, knowing, and voluntary plea. He understands the nature of his charges and consequences of his plea. I'll hear statement. Everyone pay close attention. Pay close attention. Because I'm about to drop the information of exactly what happened on December the 30th. And this is why I got the trigger warning up. Prosecutor Ms. McAllister. Thank you, Your Honor. Statement for the guilty plea is as follows. That on December the 30th, 2023, at approximately 3:20 a.m., officers responded to the 2500 block of Wilkins Avenue and Wilkins Avenue. I apologize. In reference to a sexual child abuse call. Upon arrival, the officers located a juvenile identified as, and we're not revealing her name. The victim advised that she was raped after she had run away from a facility. She was then transported to Mercy Hospital for a safe exam. As part of the safe exam, Your Honor, they took swabs, and one of the swabs they took was from her breast. On January 26th, the victim, a forensic interview.
Fucking sick bastard.
This interview was audio and visually recorded. During her interview, stated that she ran away from the facility is redacted. I'm not releasing the name of that facility. With 3 other girls. One of the girls proposed that they visited a person she had met on social media. So one of the girls, this is how the girls ended up there, Lonnie. Everyone pay close attention.
See, like I said earlier, I think Ms. V was the one saying about how many victims. He had multiple victims on this case, this particular case. The prior case that he had to this, it was one girl. And what's fucked up about it is, right, it was the daughter of the woman that he was allegedly with. So listen, man, if you single mothers out there got daughters or sons, man, listen, don't just bring in any man into your house just cause. Yo, for real, man. These people out here don't have the best intentions for you. Y'all gotta really observe. Observe these men, observe these women. The same thing go out to these single fathers out here, yo.
This creep was communicating with one of these underage girls online. And that's how the girls ended up at his house. It's like To Catch a Predator. It's
Yo, wasn't it when the first time that he got exposed, somebody was saying that he was looking at young ladies on Instagram around the time that they was first exposing him? And Lonnie, shout out to Empress Lonnie One Love, because she is the one that first exposed him. Then Armondo Black exposed him, and then a lot of other people. I feel as though that this is something that a lot of people shouldn't take as a joke, right? Empress Lonnie One Love exposed him for a good reason. She had her reasons. I know a lot of people take what what happened to her as a game. Me personally, I don't. Because as y'all can see, a lot of these motherfuckers are online. And they on this John lurking, praying, trying to get, people to do what they want. And a lot of people almost fall for it. But shout out to Lonnie One Love, because she did her thing. She fought back and she hit this nigga when he least expected it. Because if it wasn't for Lonnie, right, doing what she did the first time, nobody would have even believed the type of man that this person was. So hate her or love her, at the end of the day, she did what she had to do so that other people could believe what was being said about this pervert right here.
Basically like it is, but except it was at his house. One of the girls proposed that.
I don't know if we on Lation is still on this, John, man. We on Lock Nation. You on this, John? Leave your link down below so that people can go check your channel. Riaz, I don't know if you on this, John. If you can you leave We on Lock Nation's link down below? If he's still not on, I mean, if he's not on here no more, my bad.
They visit a person she had met on social media. That would be the defendant, Passion Austin, who lived in Baltimore City. They took an Uber to his home located at Brendan Avenue in Baltimore City, Maryland. While at the home, the defendant provided the girls with alcohol. The girls were also smoking marijuana, but it is unclear who provided it to them. Okay, so they could not charge him with that, providing alcohol to underage minors, because it wasn't any proof. They couldn't provide any proof that he provided them with alcohol. After 10 to 20 minutes of consuming alcohol and marijuana, the victim began to feel sleepy and passed out.
This motherfucker sat here and he preyed on her. He drugged her. He used her. He abused her. Like, he didn't have no consent from this little girl at all. She didn't know that this was happening to her. This right here, when this girl woke up, it's like if she was on an episode of Law and Order and this predator thought that he was doing something good. And y'all telling me he don't deserve to be 7 feet underground? This motherfucker, we building caskets for him, yo.
So after consuming alcohol and marijuana, the victim began to feel sleepy and passed out. When she woke, she was naked in a bed laying next to the defendant. She asked the defendant what he did. He responded, they had fun. Darrell responded. The girl asked him what happened. And he responded, we had fun, with a 13-year-old girl.
Only in his sick mind. Because no 48-year-old that I know could sit here and say, oh, he found pleasure in having sex with a... I mean, they won't even do it. It won't come out their mouth because they won't do it. They don't even look at them like that. Every grown man that I know that's around me respects the little kids. Young ladies and young men. They don't even talk about them provocative. That's why I say, yo, you got to watch these people in your chats. And when you hear them talk about that, like a certain way about kids, block their asses. The signs are there. But I think some people just like that shit for some reason. Correct me if I'm wrong. Maybe I'm wrong. But the more and more I see it, because yeah, like you see it, Rilla said it earlier. Let me see. It's a few of those weirdos running around here. And there are. And it's crazy that if I notice it, right, it ain't because of my past. And the reason I'm saying that, right, is because a lot of people know that what my past is, because it's out there. I've talked about it. I've brought awareness on it. But they don't realize that I've overcome my past. That's why I'm able to sit here and talk about it. So y'all got to really, really be careful. That's on y'all. If y'all want to sit here and see all the flags and turn a game out of something that could be serious. Because this same man right here, the people that cuddled him made him feel like he was on top of the world. While people were exposing him, people was laughing it off. Sitting here, making excuses for this man, covering it up. Pretending like he's not going to do this again. They do it once, they'll do it twice. And if they'll do it twice, they'll do it more. Get it through your heads. These groomers, these predators, these pedophiles, rapists, and much more, it's only one solution. 7 feet underground.
13-year-old girl, keep that in mind now. Give me a minute, y'all.
Yeah, I know he had to take a break.
Give me a minute.
Yeah, that's why I took
Give me a
my
minute.
shots.
Y'all bear with me.
Y'all heard me say it earlier, right? When it comes to things like this, yo, like this, I know that this person was in my community. Like, people told me to take it easy on him. I took my shots, man, because yo, I already knew that something on here, there was something on here that I'm going to hear that might trigger the shit out of me. So why not relax? Oh, and I'm not a drinker. And when I do drink, I go to Jack Daniels. But they gave me this big, it's not really big, but this nice bottle of Crown Royale straight from Canada. My old head went on a ship boat ride, whatever you call them things. You know how when they go on ships from city to city, state to state. Well, she was sightseeing and shit, and she did it on boat. She bought that John. I'm sitting here, I'm like, yo, I've had that shit for a couple of days. I'm saying, I'm like, I decided to crack that John last night. Boy, it's already 4:07 in the morning. I'm about to take another one because I feel just like Mr. Armondo Black. Shout out to Armondo Black, man. If I have any mods on here, can y'all please find his link to the channel and drop it for me, please? Is Wolf? Let me see. I am on his channel. What is it? Wolfpack Terror Nation Network. My bad. Wolfpack Terror Network. Hey.
All right.
I know.
Let me go say that again. Let me go over that again. After 10 to 20 minutes of consuming alcohol and marijuana, the victim began to feel sleepy and passed out. Now, I'm not going to make any assumptions of how the little girl passed out so quickly. You all can use your own imagination. When she awoke, she was naked in the bed laying next to the defendant. She asked the defendant what he did. He responded, they had fun. How the hell do you have fun? You're a 45-year-old grown man. How do you have fun with a 13-year-old baby? Which is, she's a baby. She's a child. She's not even a teenager. She barely getting menstruation. The victim advised that y'all give me a minute. Y'all give me a minute. Okay.
5 years about 5 years behind bars and 5 years probation. When these judges could give them up to 20 years to 50 years, I looked it up.
I'm gonna blow this up a little bit so y'all can see what it actually says. I really don't want to say this out loud. I don't want. It's certain parts of this I don't want to.
Depends on their jacket, their record.
He had a prior. He was already a sex registry.
This is what I'm saying. When you get locked up for the same crime, you become a repeat offender. So each time you get locked up for the same, or first time you get locked up for, it's a scale system.
Mm-hmm.
So like a 0 to 4 points. Second time is 4 to 8. Third time is 8 to 12. Each time during the guidelines, when you look at the guidelines and repeat offenses, you get higher sentences.
This is crazy.
The only one of the two ain't got no guidelines for that. I mean, they got it up there. It is murder, attempted murder, but at the end of the day, those bring life sentences.
So these judges ain't shit. They could give them 20 and up, or they want to give them less. Let you sell a bag of weed in the corner, and they want to give you them 20 years that they should give a predator. I'm wrong. You a man and you know it. For one bag, even though it's legal. But these men nowadays don't know how to speak. They in that corner selling, not knowing how to fucking. Some do. But the majority is stupid. I'm sitting here like they really behind bars for that one baggie, huh? Doing 5 to 10 years. Like, what the hell?
Some of them be having probation, parole.
Break that,
So-
John.
So when you violate, you got to go do that back time. Then
Oh,
you
they
gotta
fuck up.
Yeah, so it ain't like they just doing all that time for just that. There's something behind it. There's always something more.
Oh, shit.
Only time there's not nothing more is when it's a first time offense.
Ah, damn, you're right on that part. But still, this is a small little, like, it's like giving them, they give these predators a pat in the back. I swear to God, they do. I
Say
prefer
out
street
loud, so I
justice.
hope some of you are watching this on your big screen.
I wish mine had some type.
She was naked in bed, laying next to the
Courthouse.
defendant. She had
They get jailhouse justice.
And for those that don't get justice, like
No,
me
they
and
get
others.
jailhouse justice.
No, I said like me and
No, they
others.
get jailhouse justice, trust me. And the other ones who
Those that
somehow
are walking free,
the ones that slip through, they still get a
that are
justice.
still out
They
there
get a
doing
karma
it.
justice, baby. Listen to me. Let me talk. They get a karma justice. Trust me, it's real.
I feel like them bitches got the demons protecting them. Lucifer.
Nah.
They out there free like nothing. Real shit. That's why I keep saying, yo, hashtag rest in peace to all of them. There's only one solution. Castration won't work. Yo, and it took my baby pops to put that through my head because for a while I was like, yo, maybe castration will help them. No, that was just my sweet ass heart. Fuck that bitch too. Sometimes I be telling people my heart be getting the best of me. Even though I went through so much darkness, for some reason, I see a lot of light. I don't know why. For me to have been through so much, I see too much. I have too much positivity in me.
asked the defender what he did. He responded, they had fun. The victim advised that her vagina
Wow.
was bleeding and hurting. The poor child was bleeding.
Wow.
She noticed hickeys on her neck and breast, and
He drugged her to do that. Same boy I was telling you about the last time. That's what he did. And all these females was protecting that man, telling Rachel to just take it easy.
I highlighted that because I don't really want to read that part. Okay, so for those of you that are watching, you just saw it. I just highlighted. Those are the words.
They knew his prior record.
She dressed herself and left the location with the other girls. Further investigation through social media identified the defendant. So they actually investigated and they caught up with him through.
You understand? You have to go though.
Yeah, that's crazy though. He say, I keep telling people, they be like, oh, grooming, men that groom won't be capable of. Yes, they will. And these motherfuckers will lure them into their house and take it. No questions asked.
I'm about to finish soon.
I'm like, wait. That shit, that's crazy, man. Sick, mental motherfuckers.
Sorry.
All right, my bad, because I kept pausing it. I'm gonna just let it play real quick. Like, yo, see, I was talking to my baby pops about this because we talked about this before. Me and him talk about everything. Like when he was on my chat and everything, I told him, like, yo, he had his eye opened. Like you had him fucked up. Like I keep telling people, that's the reason why I'm bringing the update. When I spoke on it the last time, I told everybody, I was like, this man was stalking me heavy. For some reason, he couldn't take, I don't like you. I can't stand you. I don't want to watch you. And listen, man, I would do everything. I would diss him. I would clown him. I would joke around and, say a whole bunch of stupid shit just to get him to back off. No, it's like he liked that shit. Like, nigga, if I don't like you, I don't like you. Get the fuck away. Like, what the fuck? To the point where he even got on my page telling me to, like, yo, boy was tripping. And look what he's capable of doing. Be careful with those people in your chats, yo.
Providing alcohol to underage minors because it wasn't any proof. They couldn't provide any proof. that he provided them with alcohol. After 10 to 20 minutes of consuming alcohol and marijuana, the victim began to feel sleepy and passed out.
What's up? It's in there. It's cold.
So after consuming alcohol and marijuana, the victim began to feel sleepy and passed out.
Yeah.
When she woke, she was naked in a bed laying next to the defendant. She asked the defendant what he did. He responded, they had fun. Darrell responded. The girl asked him.
Yo, he said they had fun. Motherfucker, you the only one that had fun. She didn't. She was in pain. She didn't even know what was going on. You drugged her. Fun. Yo, I be telling you, man. Motherfuckers like this. One solution: caskets. Bury them bitches.
What happened? And he responded, we had fun with a 13-year-old girl. 13-year-old girl. Keep that in mind now.
Thank you, realist. Thank you.
Give me a minute, y'all. Give me a minute.
I understand, Armondo.
Give me a minute.
You see me,
Y'all
man.
bear with me.
I'm not mad, right? I'm just passionate about what I talk about. And I feel like these people, these type of people, whether they men or women, there's only one solution for them, man, because there's no fixing them. There's no curing them. There's no help for them. And in reality, they don't want it. And even if they do get castrated,
all right,
they find ways.
Let me go say that again. Let me go over that again. After 10 to 20 minutes of consuming alcohol and marijuana, the victim began to feel sleepy and passed out.
Wow.
Now, I'm not going to make any assumptions of how the little girl passed out so quickly. You all can use your own imagination. When she awoke, she was naked in the bed laying next to the defendant. She asked the defendant what he did. He responded, they had fun. How the hell do you have fun? You're a 45-year-old grown man. How do you have fun with a 13-year-old
Thank
baby?
Thank you for saying that. Thank you, Armondo.
She's a baby. She's a child.
Facts.
She's not even a teenager.
Facts.
She barely getting menstruation. The victim advised that y'all give me a minute. Y'all give me a minute. Okay. I'm gonna blow this up a little bit so y'all can see what it actually says. I really don't want to say this out loud. It's certain parts of this I don't want to say out loud. So I hope some of you are watching this on your big screen. She was naked in bed laying next to the defendant. She asked the defendant what he did. He responded, they had fun. The victim advised that her vagina was bleeding and hurting. The poor child was bleeding. She noticed hickeys on her neck and breast and okay. I highlighted that because I don't really want to read that part. Okay. So for those of you that are watching, you just saw it. I just highlighted. Those are the words of the victim. She dressed herself and left the location with the other girls. Further investigation through social media identified the defendant. So they actually investigated and they caught up with him through social media. Identified Darrell Passion. I apologize, Darrell Passion as a suspect. A photo array was presented to the victim and one of the female witnesses. So they identified him through photo. The victim positively identified the defendant as the male that sexually assaulted her. The witness positively identified the defendant, Passion Alston, as the male whose house they went to after running away. A search of MVA showed Darrell Passion's address as the Brendan Avenue in Baltimore City, Maryland. A subpoena for Uber shows the victim and witnesses being dropped off next to the address and picked up in front of that same address. Digital footprints. Also, Your Honor, DNA tests were conducted on the safe exam and on the swab that was taken from the victim's breast. The DNA from that swab tested positive. So the great test tested positive, everyone.
Yo, he was caught. That's why I keep saying, man, fuck that plea deal. He was caught red-handed. Y'all had all the evidence, all the proof y'all needed right there with the DNA swab. There's no reason why his DNA should have been anywhere near this young lady's body. This young girl, because she wasn't even a young lady yet.
The test tested positive. The DNA profile of the defendant, Passion Alston, who is here today, if the victim were to testify, she'd positively identify the defendant, Passion Alston, as the person who sexually assaulted her. The victim's date of birth is in the case. Victim date of birth is making her 13 years of age at the time of this incident. So she's 14 now, but on December 30th, she was 13 years old, ladies and gentlemen. 13. And for the record, Passion Alston's date of birth is such and such and such, 1978, making him more than 4 years older than the victim.
Way more. This nigga was old enough to be her granddaddy.
All events occurred in Baltimore City, state of Maryland. That would be the statement in support of the guilty plea, Your Honor. And the defense attorney speaks, we will accept without additions or changes. Thank you. So they accepted everything that the prosecutor just spoke on. His defense attorney comes back and say, we will accept that without additions or changes. Thank you. And the judge says, there is a sufficient factual basis to support a guilty finding as to count 2, sex offense, 3rd degree, anything from the state. Prosecutor, no, Your Honor, I will say that I have spoken with the victim in this matter. She actually was very traumatized by what happened. While she has no memory of the defendant having vaginal intercourse with her, she stated to me that this is an activity that she had never done before and that this defendant took her virginity. She is very angry, very upset. The little girl was a virgin, of course. She was only 13. She was still a baby. He took this little girl's innocence. We cannot we don't have the evidence to prove that piece, but I just wanted the court to know she's very angry, very upset. This is a child who has not had any easy life, and this just added on top of that for her. So I wanted the court to have that information about the victim, and that was that she had provided me. Okay.
I want y'all to notice, right? A lot of these groomers, right? They're the majority of the victims they target are young, the youth that are really going through it the most. Those that have a lot of problems, that probably are in and out the system, or they could be a boyfriend or girlfriend that are with a single mom or a single dad that notices the issues and the troubles that the kids are having in their own household. Pay attention, y'all.
Okay, so I want to go back to this part because I had like I spoke on earlier. There was an armchair, a so-called wannabe attorney, another content creator, a so-called wannabe attorney, called themselves being funny and posting this on their community wall, trying to insinuate that the prosecution didn't have any evidence, and that's the only reason why he got 5 years. That's BS.
Yo, I cannot understand why there's still people on this app trying to defend what this man did. Do y'all not see the seriousness of this? Those that are defending him and have kids, what if it was your child? Have y'all ever even really, sat here and took the time and thought about it? Man, people that defend people like this, I feel as though personally, they are capable of doing some shit like this.
That's a bunch of BS because there was a grape test given and the grape test came back positive. So there's your evidence right there. There it is right there. That's why the 3rd degree stuck.
That's a shame.
You see, you got to watch these armchair wannabe attorneys. The judge. Thank you, Mr. Tomko. Mr. Tomko. Judge, I don't have much to add. We have been very hard working with the state to resolve this. My client is here to take responsibility and resolve it. And he asked the court respectfully to file a plea agreement. So he taking responsibility.
He had no other choice. He knew
The
he
judge.
was caught.
Passion Austin, would you like to say anything?
Man, I feel as though that if they didn't have the grape kit, right, the evidence, he wouldn't have tried to take responsibility. I swear to God. I feel as though if they didn't have the evidence that they had, he would have tried to weasel his way out of this. I swear.
And here is the real statement. Yeah, I would like to apologize to the victim.
That ain't going to change shit.
You hear that, armchair attorney? He apologized. You only apologize when you do something wrong to someone.
That ain't going to change.
Leave the receipts to the expert, man. All right. I would like to apologize to the court for being here under these conditions, and thanks for considering my plea. The judge says, okay, Mr. Passion Austin, your sentence is 10 years suspended, all but 5 years incarceration, 5 years supervised probation, no contact with the victim, no unsupervised contact with minors, no use of electronics to try and contact minors. Commit supervision. You have to provide DNA and you have to register as a sex offender as required by law. Do you have any questions? Passion answers yes. Do I got to, he said, do I got to register for the rest of my life?
Obviously,
Here it
fool.
is.
Yo, he's so
The judge
stupid.
answers, yes, I believe so.
Duh.
Prosecutor, this is a tier 3 offense.
Motherfucker.
So that is lifetime. The victim was under the age of 14. If the victim is under the age of 14, yes, you have to register life, for life.
Stupid.
You will be on that sex offender until you enter the grave. So
that's why I said, yo, if they wouldn't have had that evidence they had against him, he would have tried to weasel his way out of here, and this young lady wouldn't have had no type of justice.
That's coming from me, not the judge. All right. Now, Darrell says, okay. He agrees to it. Okay. Judge, okay. All right. Please advise. And the defense attorney says, Your Honor, may I ask Mr. and Madam Clerk to please reflect that Mr. Austin was arrested on the arrest warrant in this case on February the 2nd, 2024. It was 2/2/24. He has been continuously incarcerated since that date, and we ask that the commitment order reflect that pretrial credit, please. Clerk, yes, sir. Defense attorney, Mr. Austin, thank you, sir, very much.
He is trying to win
And
the
here's
judge over.
Darrell. Sir, you have 10 days. Okay, he says, okay, he said, so you have 10 days to file a motion for a new trial. That would be to withdraw your guilty plea.
Fuck that nigga.
Some new evidence, discovery, or other technical problem with today's hearing, you have 30 days to note an appeal.
He shouldn't even have an appeal, but hey, I guess.
To the Appeals Court of Maryland. Appellate Court of Maryland. You have 90 days to write her honor to change or modify her sentence. If you file that motion, it must be filed within 90 days, and it has a lifespan of 5 years from today.
So
if it is not acted upon, it expires.
So if he decides to change his mind within now and 5 years of him doing time, they might let, man, fuck, yo, this ain't justice to me. But since they took it to the little girl and she agreed, to them is some type of justice. No, smack these motherfuckers with 20 years or more when they do this, man. Y'all kill dogs for having rabies and biting somebody, man. And y'all telling me y'all can't sit here and make these motherfuckers with longer time than 5 to 10 years? Yo, shout out to them judges that be giving these predators 50 years, 30 years. Yo, shout out to them. The fuck, he'll be out free trying to do the same shit. That's why I said it, man. There's only one solution. We building caskets up in this bitch.
And you have an unlimited right within 30 days to ask for a 3-judge panel to review your sentence. Those 3 judges would not include Her Honor, Judge Hong, although Her Honor could provide input. Those 3 judges from this circuit have the power to change your sentence.
Wow.
Okay, so they can file an appeal.
Fuck that. Lock them up and throw away.
They can file an appeal. They can file an appeal. That's why I've been very, very cautious about certain paperwork that I put up in certain papers.
Yo, anybody that catches the replay, right? Anybody in the chat. I mean, do y'all agree? Hit a 1 if y'all agree with me. Hit a 2 if y'all don't agree with me, right? Do y'all agree that he should, they should lock away, throw them in jail and lock them up and throw away the key? Just lock them up. Throw away the fucking key. Lose the key. Melt the key. But they shouldn't come out.
Paperwork that I don't put up. Those 3 judges would not include Her Honor, Judge Hong, although Her Honor could provide input. Those 3 judges from this circuit have the power to change your sentence. To some extent, This was a binding plea, an agreement between the state and defense. That means the state would have to agree to any change. Those three judges have the power to keep your sentence the same, potentially lower it, but they potentially could raise it under circumstances to the statutory maximum of 10 years. So if he tries to appeal this and he fails, he could do all 10. So I don't see him. I don't see the benefit of him trying to file an appeal. Exercise that motion with caution. They're telling him, be careful, because right now you got 5, but if you file an appeal and you fail, you could get 10. Okay? Exercise that motion with caution. Once it is filed and docketed, it cannot be withdrawn. Do you understand your post-trial motion, sir? The girl says, yes, sir. And the judge, all right, thank you. Does he have anything more? Clerk, yes. I'm going to bring it down. Court officer, okay, he needs to sign. Clerk, he needs to sign that. Oh, Your Honor. So this is the paper signing. Any cost, post cost? Judge, no. We'll waive the court cost. So they waive the court cost. Hey, man, Maryland lenient as hell. Georgia don't waive nothing. Clerk, any...
Yes, they are, because I know some judges here in Philadelphia. I mean, not all judges are assholes, but there are some judges here in Philadelphia that would hit these motherfuckers with the 20-year, 30, 40, 50 years and up, man. They is real lenient in Maryland. But look up the laws. Like, it's even on Google. Like, look, man. I went and raised my kids out in the state of Maryland. For real, for real. I wouldn't.
Submission fees? Judge, no. Clerk, no. Okay. Prosecutor, Your Honor, that concludes my matters. So may I please be excused? She was ready to leave. The judge, yes. Prosecutor, thank you. Judge, thank you. Defense attorney, thank you.
Damn, how many thank yous?
Prosecutor, thank you. That's inappropriate. Thank you, Jen. That's inappropriate. All right. Judge, all right. We're still missing 2 jurors. We're going to make that call. Has anybody answered? Clerk, okay, I got that. Defense. Ms. Braden, court officer, always a pleasure. Defense, always a pleasure. Judge, thank you. Mr. Tonko, thank you. Judge, okay, we can go off the record. Clerk, yes, Your Honor. And at 9:29 a.m. on August the 9th, the proceedings ended. They concluded at 9:29 a.m. Certificate of transcriber. I hereby certify that the proceedings in this matter of the state of Maryland versus Passion Austin, case number 124067012, heard in the Circuit Court of Baltimore City, Maryland, on August 9th, 2024, were recorded by means of digital audio. I further certify that, to the best of my knowledge and belief, page numbers 1 through 18 constitute a complete and accurate transcript of the proceedings as transcribed by me. I further certify that I am neither a relative to nor an employee of any attorney or party herein, and that I have no interest in the outcome of this case, in witness whereof I have affixed my signature this 12th day of August 2024. Patricia Kobiski, the transcriber. And that is it. That is it, ladies and gentlemen.
Shout out to Armondo Black, yo. Like, I'm glad he brought awareness to this, right? For those of you that took this as a game, that played around with it, you see, like, you gotta listen, man. To this day, I hear a lot of people say, well, you know what? I don't claim facts, I don't claim passion, but the way y'all defended him even after the proof was out, to me, it's like, I don't know. See, I look at behavior, I look at people's actions, right? And if you're capable of defending this person, standing up for this person, going teeth for this person, like, and you got kids, I don't know. I second guess people like that, for real, for real.